Hello everyone and welcome to the introduction video for the Sparring Decks playlist. I'll be explaining how this playlist works and what you can expect from the Sparring Decks. This was an initiative from Tris, who suggested building a set of decks featuring one of each of the main factions using a veterans card pool up to the revised core set. All these decks must be post-rotation and most wanted list to legal. So I took it upon myself to build these decks, and I've come up with 7 pretty interesting decks. I further made it an aim to accomplish all these goals with the decks. I wanted these decks to be newbie friendly, so one can construct all these 7 decks at once using the entire card pool, and bring them to your local game night store and have have them on hand ready in case new players show up. Then you can easily spar with them using these decks and be assured a consistent experience no matter which matchup you take, because these matchups should offer fairly balanced gameplay and yet provide satisfaction as it encourages good netrunner fundamentals and rewards players for good gameplay. Most of all these decks will be fun to play. Yeah, if they're not, well, hit me up and I'll give you a refund. So these are the decks that we're going to feature. We have the 4 main corps and the 3 main runners. In the playlist, you will find a short video for each of these 7 decks, detailing what these decks are about, how they try to win, their strengths and weaknesses, as well as some interesting lines of play you can make with this deck that may not be apparent at first glance. These should be sufficient introductory videos to get newbies more familiar with these decks if you bother to do your homework. And yeah, perhaps that might not be enough. I've also appended some other videos towards the end of the playlist where we feature these decks in action on Jinteki.net, the online platform for playing Netrunner. In these cases, you will see me describe some of the things that go through my mind when I play against another sparring deck, and some of the strengths and weaknesses that come into play with these particular matchups. If you want to borrow these decks for your own use, be sure to check them out in the video description. You'll find all the links to the Netrunner DB decks in there. One last thing is that there isn't much of symmetry, as we saw. There are 4 corp decks but only 3 runner decks. I have had people asking if I can make a 4th runner deck for the sparring deck set, and I have done so. I present to you a Geist deck built using some of the remaining cards from the runner card pool. However, I strongly discourage you from using this unless absolutely necessary. A good use case would be if you are organizing a tournament where there are 8 players playing and you need 8 of these decks available. So my default set only has 7, so this would be a nice filler as the 8th deck. I do not recommend this at all, because this deck has not been tested for balance and will probably, from my theory crafting, be probably too strong compared to the other runners. And you can see all the reasons that I've listed on the PowerPoint slide. I also do not like the fact that it is high variance. How well you do will really depend on whether you draw key cards like Tech Trader and Street Peddler early. This is a trait that I do not like about this deck. So I really don't think this is a good fit with the rest of the sparring decks. However, if you absolutely need an 8th deck so that you can organize a tournament or similar, well, feel free to use this. But yeah, that's about it for this intro video. Be sure to check out the explanation videos for each of the main factions, as well as the gameplay videos. These can all be found in the playlist, and once again, deck lists are in the video description. Thanks again, and I hope you have much fun with these sparring decks. If you have any questions or feedback from playing these decks, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comment section. Until next time, thanks for watching. Happy net running. I'll see you.